Hamas now saying it's prepared to coordinate with the Red Cross to deliver aid to the hostages it holds in Gaza. That announcement coming after Hamas released this video, which shows one of the hostages clearly suffering from malnutrition. But Hamas says its offer stands only if Israel agrees to permanently open corridors for humanitarian aid into Gaza and halt all airstrikes during the distribution of aid. Meantime, Israel's prime minister says he's convening his cabinet this week to discuss next steps in this conflict, as President Trump's Middle East envoy says he is working on a plan to end the war. Correspondent Shosh Bedrosian is live for us in Tel Aviv. Shosh, what are you learning today?
Nichole, it has certainly been a few very difficult days here, with the Israeli society still grappling with these infuriating and heartbreaking videos that Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad released of two hostages, Evyatar David and Rom Braslavsky, both of their parents, saying that they are being deliberately starved by Hamas and PIJ, sparking thousands of people here in Tel Aviv to come to the streets and protest. Evyatar David, clearly seen emaciated, nearly in skin and bone condition. You can just see the state of condition that he is in. It's horrifying to see. He was actually forced in this video to dig his own grave inside of this tiny tunnel he is being confined to. People here in Israel saying the images they are seeing from these videos are reminiscent of what Jews had to experience in concentration camps under the Nazi regime during the Holocaust. Their families say they want the world to see these images to show everyone what their loved ones are going through under these terror organizations operating inside of the Gaza Strip. And because of it, Prime Minister Netanyahu is actually requesting the Red Cross's involvement in providing food and immediate medical care for the hostages in Gaza. That's according to a statement he released, which says Netanyahu spoke with the head of the Red Cross delegation here, saying, quote, Hamas's starvation libel is reverberating around the world while the systemic starvation is carried out against our hostages who are being subjected to inhumane physical and mental abuse. Now, the Red Cross says they're reiterating their call to be granted access to the hostages so they can assess the conditions of them, provide medical support, and facilitate contact with their families. The Red Cross has not been able to access any hostages since they were kidnapped on October 7th, with the Hostage Family Forum saying their loved ones have been denied medical care, food, and all communication with their families. But they continue to welcome any possibility of the Red Cross rendering any type of aid for them, and they urge medical checks and food to be delivered without any delay. Now, the tragic videos also come on the heels of U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff's last visit to Israel just a few days ago to assess the aid distribution for the Israeli and American-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, as Israel faces a lot of scrutiny from around the world for the reported starvation crisis happening inside of the Gaza Strip. Witkoff met with the families of hostages in Tel Aviv this week, spending 2 hours with them, and also saying there's been a shift on the Gaza negotiations, an approach from trying to get a partial and a phased deal with Hamas to now a full comprehensive deal. What does that mean? He's hoping that they can find a deal that will get home and return all of the 50 hostages still in captivity all at once and an end to this war. Witkoff's remarks comes just 1 week after talks in Doha completely broke down between Israel and Hamas after the terror group came to the table with more demands. And Nichole, we also know that Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is here in Israel, made his first stop to Jerusalem at the Western Wall on the solemn Jewish holiday of Tisha B'Av. He's also now the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit the Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Nichole?
All right, so Shosh, what is the latest on what Prime Minister Netanyahu is saying about the objectives of the war at this point?
Sure. So you mentioned before that Netanyahu will be meeting with the security cabinet some point this week. He will be directing the IDF on how to achieve the 3 war objectives. 1 is to defeat Hamas. 2 is to release all of the remaining 50 hostages still in captivity at this time. But 3 is to also ensure that Gaza no longer poses a threat to the state of Israel. Netanyahu also said this week Hamas is uninterested in making a deal at this time. Nichole?
All right, Shosh Bedrosian, live for us there in Tel Aviv. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.